Buying a home in today's market can be really frustrating. We completely get it. On today's video, we're going to give you some ideas about how to make that process go a little bit better for you. Hello, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with eXp Realty in Raleigh, North Carolina. And yes, we know there are a lot of frustrated buyers and would-be buyers in this market right now trying to buy a home. So in today's video, we're going to share with you some of the tips that we share with our clients to hopefully make the process go a little bit smoother. The first tip, go rural. Okay, so hear me out. I know the idea of moving out in the country may not appeal to many of you or a lot of you, but it might be a really good solution to your problem. Homes that are further out, like an hour from Raleigh, are not as expensive as the homes that are in downtown Raleigh, obviously. And unfortunately, they're not even as expensive as the homes in the close by suburbs like Apex, Holly Springs, Cary, Fuquay, Varina. So by going a little bit further out to Smithfield or Sanford or Burlington, Elon, or Henderson, Oxford up to the north, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth spending a year while you save up money in a very fancy, nice, expensive apartment, or unfortunately in this day and age, a really bad, expensive apartment, while you save up money and lose equity along the way, versus going and buying something in one of the rural areas and start building equity that way, saving the money that you would have spent on that fancy smancy apartment. The good news is, with so many people being able to work from home these days, that opportunity to move to a rural area has definitely opened up and has become possible. Internet has gotten faster as well out in those areas, so it may not be a thing you might not necessarily need to poo-poo the idea. It might be worth at least exploring. Just an idea. The other advantage of moving out to a rural area is they tend to not be as competitive. So if you've been getting frustrated by losing out on offers you've made for those inner Raleigh area houses, maybe by going further out, you're going to have less competition. You're not going to have to pay as much, which is good. But also the other flip of the side of that coin is you're not going to be stressed out for losing out on 5, 10, 20 offers like so many other people are doing in the Raleigh area. The next tip we have to share with you is make sure you work with a local lender, a local Raleigh area lender. We tell this to our clients all the time as they're coming into the area, letting them know that yes, you absolutely can use a lender in your hometown in Michigan, California, New York, on and on and on. They actually absolutely, I should say, can get the job done and get you a mortgage in North Carolina, but you're losing one dramatic advantage. The local real estate agents that list homes are looking for any differentiation between all the offers that are out there. If you have an out-of-state lender, especially one of the internet-only 800 number lenders, it's likely your offer won't be accepted because that listing agent that listed that home for sale can easily call Betty Smith or John Smith or whoever the local Raleigh mortgage person is and ask them, hey, tell me about this buyer client. Are they rock solid, ready to go? Can they close on time? Or do you have concerns about them? They can at least feel out that mortgage person. As well, if there's a hiccup down the road where there's a delay for whatever reason, that listing agent and your buyer's agent can also call the local Raleigh mortgage person to see what's going on. They could even drive down to their office and help with whatever things they need to help with. It has happened in the past. And this gives you, by having that local mortgage person, a huge advantage over the out-of-state mortgage people. Definitely something we recommend. It's definitely something you can do to strengthen your offer just a little bit more. And best of all, during that whole process where the sellers are trying to decide which offer to take, your local Raleigh mortgage person can call that listing agent and let them know, hey, just to let you know, our clients are ready to go. They're so excited to buy this house. We can close very, very quickly, and they're rock solid and yada, 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 all that. It gives another layer of comfort to those sellers in a time that, let's face it, is pretty stressful for them because they're not only moving, but they're having to deal with 10, 20, 30, 40 offers on their home and figure out which one to take. And by the way, we have 3 local lenders in the Raleigh area that we use all the time. If you are in need of some mortgage advice or someone to get you approved, please give us a shot. We're happy to share that list with you. They're fantastic people. They would love to work with you. They'd love to answer any questions you have. Next tip, buy an ugly house. So if you're having trouble buying these fancy houses that look like models that are perfect, consider buying an ugly house. A house that maybe is dated, has some issues with it that need repaired. These are the houses that right now in this market, people are completely passing over. So they're sitting on the market a while, so therefore they're not going to command top dollar. They're also not going to get a lot of competitive offers, multiple offers. So consider finding yourself a fixer-upper that you can then hire a general contractor to help you fix it up, and then you could have your perfect house, not have to pay an arm and a leg to get it. Due diligence doesn't have to be that high, and it's a win-win for the seller. They get to sell their house, and certainly a win-win for you. You're not having to compete with a ton of offers and pay way too much money. Worst of all, you find a house that will sort of work for you, that you can fix up, improve, wait for the market to maybe cool off or at least flatten out a little bit with this crazy price appreciation that's going on. Put it back on the market and sell it and have that positive equity that you built. Next tip, be aggressive up front. We've had so many clients work with us who start looking and exploring, and unfortunately they may find their dream house very early, their perfect house, and instead of being aggressive and making an offer on it, they don't. They decide they want to wait to see what's going on. Or worst of all, they don't believe us when we tell them you have to pay X dollars over asking price to get this house if you want this house. So do yourself a huge favor. Take your real estate agent's advice. Those of us that have been selling in the Raleigh, North Carolina area for a long time know the North Carolina real estate market. Take our advice, and if we recommend you make an offer of a certain amount, that's probably a good place to start. Remember my old rule of thumb, I always say. Pay what you're most willing to pay, the most amount you're willing to pay for the perfect house for you, such that when you go to bed at night, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I've paid all I can pay. I'm not willing to pay a penny more. If someone makes an offer stronger than my offer, they have thrown money away. I don't believe I would want to have paid what they paid. As long as you can say that to yourself, you've done all you can do and you've made a good deal, at least for you. But that being said, don't wait for your agent for us to call you back and say, unfortunately, they took a higher offer. And then you say, oh, I knew we should have paid $5,000 more. Well, it's too late to pay $5,000 more after all the offers have to be in and they are evaluating the offers. So be aggressive. When you find the house you like, make sure you jump on it and jump on it with the most money and the best terms you possibly can. And the next tip along those same lines, don't sleep on it. So we've had so many clients who get started in this process. They go through the early phase of exploring and they're happy and everything's easy before they move into the crazy, frustrated, angry phase. But let's just stay with the beginning phase. They are looking at homes. They may find the perfect home for them. They filled out our buyer needs questionnaire and the 10 items on their list that they absolutely have to have in a house. We have right off the bat found them a house that fits 10, 9, or 8 of those items. Instead of sleeping on it, please know it is very likely that that house will get sold within a couple of hours. You may not have time overnight or 2 days to sleep on that house. It may get sold. So be aggressive. Back to that last tip. If you find the house for you, don't expect that a better house is going to come along. You have to not plan on sleeping on it if you plan to sleep in it. Next tip, learn from the mistakes of others. So we've talked about this in the past. Understand when your real estate agent gives you horror stories, they are supposed to be amusing, but they're also for your benefit. Don't wait to buy a house. Don't buy any house that comes along. You need to stick to your guns and buy what house you want. The reason we ask all of our clients to fill out that 5 or 6 page buyer needs questionnaire is not for our enjoyment. We don't particularly like to read them for bedtime reading. We use that document to help you zero in on what you want in a house and help you find it And then sometimes we have to stick to the guns and tell you, no, you can't buy this house. You have to stick to the list of the things you want. For example, if you must have a master primary bedroom on the first floor, we are not going to show you master houses with master primary bedrooms on the third floor. You may buy it, you may be happy with it for a few months, and then you'll become unhappy with the house and then unhappy with us. We don't want that to happen. It's better for you to wait to find the ideal house than to settle for the house. The next tip, buy under your budget. So if you have a budget of $500,000, it's probably a good idea to look in the $425,000, $445,000 range. You're going to be able to hopefully find a house that's going to sort of suit your needs. Keep yourself from having to outlay quite as much cash as you would have on that $500,000 house that you might very well have to pay $550,000 for. We'll structure your mortgage to be a little bit less money, which should hopefully free up more of your budget to make those improvements on that $425,000 house to turn it into something that resembles a $500,000 house. So maybe think about going down in your budget so that you can go up to get the house of your dreams. So there you have it, just a few of the tips we have to help make that buying process a little less frustrating for you. If you have any questions, you can definitely comment below, or you can click on the link if you are planning on either buying or selling a home in the Raleigh market. We would love to be your preferred agents, and we would love to help you and answer any questions you have. As always, please like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.